ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Hi everybody. I'm Dr. Sai Charan, and today I'm going to share my knowledge about COVID-19 from what all I've learned from COVID-19 over these 9 months of almost 9 months of duty that I've been doing with COVID patients, and the little knowledge that I know I want to share with you guys so that all of us must be aware about this COVID situation. First of all, as all of you know, this novel coronavirus, it was the case was reported on 31st December 2019 in the Wuhan province of China. After that, on March 12, 2020, WHO declared it as a pandemic because the case numbers had risen to such pandemic proportions, and currently we have about 45 million cases worldwide, and about 1.2 million people have already succumbed to this infection. So that shows how uh, what a deadly infection that this corona has been throughout. Coming to the statistics of what we have in our country, that is India, it's about 8.2 million have tested positive for this virus since its entry into our country, and about 123 about 1.23 lakh people have succumbed to this virus in our country. Severity of the disease that contributes to about 1.49% of the population who were infected with this virus. So why I'm telling all this is I just want to highlight to you the severity of how the disease is. It's been 9 months already. Most of you are already aware with what the virus, what the disease is about, and few of our people in the Gudigar community have also been infected with this virus, and unfortunately few may have succumbed due to the infection also, and luckily most of them have recovered well after the infection. But even if it has been 9 months since the disease has started and most of you know much about it, I want to share the little knowledge that I have and my experiences with corona with all of you. So basically, when corona started, it was there was a lot of there were many days where the government had announced lockdown and all that, and now we seem to see that almost everybody on the road, they are walking casually thinking that corona has become an inherent part of their life. Well, it's not so. If you see the how epidemiology of the disease, of how it is progressing, probably we are in a declining trend of the disease now. But seeing the rate at which it's progressing in other countries, a few countries have already announced lockdown because there is a second wave of the pandemic that is coming. And well, if we are in the declining trend, we should always be more careful, because any neglect from our side, and we'll see those days coming shortly. So all I want to tell you is, first, basically about the disease. What symptoms commonly we see with patients who have COVID-19? About most of them I've seen, like 75 to 80% of the people who had come to our hospital in these last 9 months, they were asymptomatic, means they did not have any symptoms regarding corona. And the rest 20% of the population, 20 to 25%, came with symptoms such as fever commonly, cough, sore throat, and running nose, and a few atypical symptoms like loose motions, vomiting. And as we know, the complications of corona also, some people came to us. As we know, corona is a prothrombotic state, meaning the blood tends to clot easily. So we can see the complications of corona, such as many people will present with a heart attack or a stroke or pulmonary embolism, where the blood vessel supplying the lungs, a big clot tends to develop there, and it is like cutting off the blood is not being properly oxygenated with the oxygen that we are taking inside. So that is a deadly condition that we see in this prothrombotic state of COVID-19. So the next thing I want to tell about is, these are the common symptoms that we see, and about in these 20 to 25% of them, luckily 20% of the people are lucky to come out of the disease from the basic treatment that we have. And unfortunately, like I've said you, according to the stats, about 1 to 2% of the people who develop this infection develop severe SARI. SARI means severe acute respiratory illness. So basically, if the oxygen requirement tends to increase, and we see these patients who succumb to COVID-19. That's about 1 to 2%. In India, roughly 1.49% of the people have succumbed due to COVID-19. Also, we should remember that what are the group of people who can go into this severe form of illness, that is severe respiratory illness due to COVID-19. The most common group is age group more than 65 years, uh, people who have diabetes or history of heart disease or history of chronic lung disease, or patients who are having chronic kidney disease and are on long term dialysis. And obesity is also a proven risk factor according to CDC for COVID-19. And also smoking and alcoholism, which tends to prevail in the society a lot, that is also a risk factor for COVID-19. uh, then next, I would like to highlight about how the disease spreads. Basically, the spread of the disease is because of the small size of the virus. Basically, the spread is through droplet infection, meaning when you tend to speak or when you tend to cough or sneeze, there are minute micro droplets that are released from your nasal and oral orifices, and which tend to float in the air freely. And once they come in contact with another person or his hands or wherever, they tend to settle on surfaces. And coronavirus as such is a heavy virus, not as light compared to the other viruses, so they tend to settle on surfaces. So any surface like a table or the doorknob or the buttons that you press in the lift, normally the virus settles over these places. So when you touch these surfaces, and after that if you touch your nose or your mouth, you tend to acquire the infection. So basically, the preventive measures, all of you must be aware. Wearing a mask is critical. Initially, there was a trend of everyone should wear an N95 mask or anything, but over the months that we have seen, that any piece of cloth that you cover your nose or face, nose or mouth, is definitely going to help a lot. And next, whenever you're tending to venture out in public areas, better to maintain social distancing, that is about 6 feet of distance from people around you. And make sure that you wear your mask properly in public areas. And next thing is regarding the surfaces that are commonly used, like the lift buttons or doorknobs or the tables, they have to be disinfected frequently. uh, Next common thing that I want to tell you is regarding washing your hands. Washing your hands is become the new norm now, I must say. Washing your hands and wearing masks is the new norm for COVID-19. So regarding washing your hands, WHO advises 7 steps to wash your hand. I hope you are aware about the 7 steps to wash your hand. And if if you want to look into the 7 steps, I would advise you to visit the WHO website, and you can find the 7 steps which are handy, which are available, which you can see, and you should practice them daily in your life. And regarding the use of soap or sanitizers, the new trend of sanitizers, anyway, I suggest that soap which contain alcohol based soaps are anytime better than sanitizers, if you have the option to use a soap. So if you're using a soap, so you should wash your hands for a minimum of 40 seconds. And alcohol based sanitizers having alcohol content of more than 60% are preferred. And with that, you can wash your hands for about 20 seconds. So if you follow the 7 steps of WHO, which they have suggested for hand washing, so each step should take about 6 seconds. So 40 seconds with soap, and 20 seconds with alcohol based sanitizers. And next common myth that I want to, since I know that most of you are aware regarding hand washing, mask hygiene, So I will highlight a few common doubts which you people have regarding COVID-19, regarding the fruits and vegetables that you bring from outside, how to wash them, most of them generally I know, including in our house, that they wash with soap. They wash the fruits and vegetables with soap. However, CDC does not recommend use of soap or disinfectants, because of the very fact that though it's very early, but it has not been proven that uh, uh, COVID can be transmitted through food items. So, but still, to be on a safer side, if you bring fruits or vegetables from outside, better to discard the outer bag that you get. And after that, instead of washing the fruits and vegetables, I would suggest you better properly sanitize your hands, or wash them with soap, rather than washing the fruits and vegetables with soap. And after that, for further cleaning, just washing the fruit or vegetable with running water should suffice as of now, because there's no proven transmission of COVID-19 through food items. And the next thing I want to tell is, if you have any symptoms of COVID-19 like fever, cough, and it's better you guys isolate yourself. Isolation in this form, it's very difficult to isolate yourself in a separate home as such. So at least you should be in a room which has an attached bathroom, and you should use plates and utensils separately for you. So basically, you should not come in contact with your family members, or if you are coming in contact with them to take your food or something, you should be wearing masks at all times. Even they should be wearing masks at all times. This drastically reduces the risk of transmission of COVID-19, and you should keep utensils for yourself. So next I would like to say, for a small thing about, for those who are already infected with COVID-19. So they would have generally developed immunity. There's a basic thing that they get discharged from the hospital, and they don't know till when they are infective to the population in the house. So generally, CDC says that the maximum infectivity period is from maximum up to 10 days of after the symptom has started, and for asymptomatic people around 7 days. So up to 10 days you will be in the hospital generally, but you can isolate yourself in a home for about another week for safety. And for immunocompromised people, I think you should isolate yourself for about 20 days. Or next, to tell about COVID, since we are in a declining phase of the first wave of the disease, I must say. It's a good thing also to know that we might have a vaccine which might come up in about a month or 2 months time. So hoping for a good thing. But regarding the second wave, we guys have to be very careful. So it's not done yet. COVID is not done yet. So you guys have to take utmost precaution to prevent second wave. So we should continue following the basic social distancing measures, wearing masks, and maintaining proper hand hygiene. I think this should suffice. Lastly, I would like to tell all of you guys that COVID is not a very serious disease as you all think it may be. Tuberculosis itself has a larger fatality rate compared to COVID-19. COVID-19 is about 1.8%. That's a small, meager amount, but most of our population are falling in the high risk group, so we are not ready to take any risks. And regarding the second wave, we are not ready to have a second wave in our population again. So all of you follow these simple measures, and COVID is just a cakewalk for us. Thank you all. This is about COVID-19. I would like to thank the Goodigar online discussion team for giving me a chance to share my ideas with you all. Thank you so much.